So I haven't made one of these in a while. I got asked to discuss aliens. I got asked if aliens exist. So I can't answer this question. I can tell you what I think and what other people think. I don't think there's a definitive answer on this yet. So some of the rationale is that there are billions of galaxies and there are hundreds of billions of stars in each galaxy. So logic dictates that if there are this many stars, that there are ideally that many suns like ours, and many of those have planets, and with all those billions of planets, surely somewhere else there is life. Another opinion is that intelligent life like ours, our civilization, has been around and would survive around a few 100,000 years. But if you consider the universe being nearly 14 billion years old, a flash of a few 100,000 years is just a speck in time in the life of the universe. So you have to consider, firstly, the possibility that there might be other civilizations, but distance-wise, how far would they be apart? And even if they were existing in different parts of the various parts of the universe, would they be existing together in the same few 100,000 years? So it's quite a slim chance that they would overlap in time and the same area of space. So in the project that I work for, the Meerkat Telescope that's in South Africa, we have a partnership with Breakthrough Listen, which does research for SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. And they have simply computing equipment at the back end of the telescope. And it essentially sifts through the data that we receive from space, the radio signals, and looks for electronic signatures. So signatures that are not produced naturally by stars and the various things we've discussed to date, but would be unnatural in that they are created by a civilization. To date, we haven't, and by we I mean mankind, hasn't received a signal from another world. The challenge as well with communicating is radio signals travel at the speed of light and not faster. So if something were, for example, if there were a planet 1,000 light years away and they sent a signal and we received it now, we would be receiving that 1,000 years after it was sent. And if we had to send a signal back, it would arrive 2,000 years after the first alien had sent it towards us. So communicating across space, even if you receive a signal, is quite difficult time-wise. I'm not going to go into the philosophical or religious ideas and implications on this because it's a very complex debate. The other thing is, when we discuss life in space, are we talking about life developing as in microorganisms, bacteria, single-celled organisms, or complex organisms like us, or intelligent organisms? We're carbon-based, but perhaps an alien life form that's developed somewhere else would have a completely different structure to ours. And then, of course, there's communication. How would they be communicating? We look in certain areas of the spectrum, such as radio signals, but maybe they would communicate differently. So it's a really complex topic, and that's difficult to answer. I know a lot of people in the space industry internationally, and as far as I'm aware, no one I know has spoken to or met an alien yet. Some people think I might be one, but I believe I was born on Earth. And something that's interesting that you might like to look up is the Drake equation. So this is an equation that looks at what the possibility is of other intelligent civilizations and how many there would be in the universe. And it takes into account a number of interesting factors. So if you are interested in looking at the scientific side of searching for life, I'd suggest looking that up. Hope that was interesting and helpful. And stay safe and have a great weekend.